Hi, in this demo we're going to talk about table views and deleting rows from them. This is mostly done automatically. We have to do a couple of things ourselves, such as deleting the actual data from the model. But the row deletion from the table view, all we really have to do is uncomment some code. So first of all, in our model we've added a method, delete color with name, and then we're supplying the color name. So in our dictionary, the delete color with name method is going to just look out in our dictionary, get a mutable copy, and then remove ObjectiveC color name. So that will remove the color's name and also the UI color associated with it. And then we copy our temporary dictionary back to our colors dictionary property, and the model now has the proper row from the dictionary deleted, the key and the value. So how do we get to that from the table view controller? Well, in the table view controller itself, in view.did_load, we have a couple of places where we can uncomment. The first one is to uncomment the following line to preserve selection between presentations, and that basically is the clear selection on view will appear. If we do this, we're going to preserve the actual selected row or rows in the table view between the times that the table view is presented. Normally we don't want to do this. However, if we uncomment this line, we set this to no, and then it will not clear that selection when the table view appears again. What we're interested here, though, is the next uncomment. Uncomment the following line to display an edit button in the navigation bar for this view controller. So the normal line that we would uncomment is just self.navigationItem.WriteBarButtonItem is equal to self.editButtonItem, and this would give us the edit button only. However, we already have, if we remember on our storyboard, we already have an add button on the table view, the navigation item itself. This navigation bar is referred to as the navigation item. And this is the right bar button item that is currently set on this table view controller. So all we need to do is add a edit button item to what already exists from the storyboard. So how do we do that? Well, not only is there a right bar button item property here, which is a UI bar button item, but there is also an array that we can use of right bar button items. See the S, that makes it different. So self.navigationItem.WriteBarButtonItems, and we set that to the existing right bar button item, and then the second item in the array is the edit button item. And by doing this, we will add an edit button item to the existing right bar button item in the storyboard. So that's our view.did_load. The other place we need to uncomment is down here in the table view commit editing style. And what we're interested in here is particularly the editing style of UI table view cell editing style delete. Now remember that in the presentation I told you that we need to delete the row from the data source before we allow the template code to delete the row from the table view. So all we do here is we're going to call the model's delete with name. So we get the color name just straight from the cell for the row at the index path that we're trying to delete. And we'll get the text labels.text property from that cell. And then we call delete color with name on the model, and we're good to go. So we have deleted the row from the data source, and then we allow the template code to remove the row from the table view itself. And this is done for us. We don't need to call reload data on the table view at this point, because this deletion method, delete rows at index paths, will reload the data after it deletes automatically. So when we run, we'll see that we can add from the last demonstration and delete rows from our table view. So all we're going to do at this point is delete a couple of rows from the table view to see how that works. We have two ways of deleting. We can either do what's called a swipe delete, where we swipe a row in the table view and a delete button comes up and we can tap that delete button to delete the row, or we can actually use the edit button, which will bring up the deletion icons. We can tap one of those, a button comes up, and we'll be able to delete in that way as well. So we're waiting for the simulator to come up with the code, with the application, which should happen very shortly. So here we are. We have our view controller, and we have our colors. And now if we do a swipe delete, we can swipe, and we get the delete button, and then we can delete, and we've deleted the yellow color. Now, if we look at, if we were to look at the model at this point, we would see that yellow has been removed as well. And we can also tap the edit button and maybe delete red. So that works as well. And then we can say done. So typically we use the edit button when we want to delete multiple rows. So let's add a row. Let's say we're going to call this one orange. And we'll hit done. And then we'll get an orange color here of some kind. It's not quite orange, but that's a little orange here. There we go. And we'll add that color orange, and we see orange here. And then as well, we can either swipe to delete it, or edit, and then delete. Okay, so deletion is very much simpler than adding a row to a table view, as we can see. We can click done at this point, and then we're locked for deletion again, and unless we swipe or tap the edit key as well. All right, in the next demonstration, we're going to talk about grouped and indexed table views, and that will wrap up our full discussion on table views and Unit 4. Thank you very much.